It's what you sound like when you're constipated.
I have never been constipated around you, Elyse Nicole Daly.
Yes, you have.
You don't know my poop sitch.
Yes, I do.
You don't know my poop sitch.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I can hear it.
Aw, gross. Vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow, view,
Vow to view, vow, 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 vow to view. Vow to view each other's movies, even though we don't always like them, but it's okay because we love each other and movies too.
Hey everyone, welcome to Vow to View, a Doof Media podcast all about marriage and the things we make each other watch. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
And together,
we're the Dailies. Yes, this is the podcast where each and every week my wife Elyse and I pick a theme and then select.
Yes, I pick a theme and then we select it.
And then we select a movie loosely tied to that theme and make each other watch it. Then we get in front of microphones, talk about that movie and what we learned about each other. It's a way for us to bond over the things we love.
I don't know if we really talk about what we've learned about each other in a while.
Well, maybe I just haven't learned anything from you in forever. I feel like we're past the point of our relationship where I learn things from you now, and we're really just...
You learned something about me last week, Scott.
Oh, shit. We have an update on that, too, don't we?
So, there you go.
Let's do that first.
Let's do that first.
The most important part of the show first, which is the Elyse Korean wrestling evangelical movie update. So, Elyse, tell us what we've learned since the last episode.
So, as soon as Scott was evidently like really into this whole figuring out what this thought to have been movie was, I texted my friend who I remember went to the thing with me, and she said she didn't know, but she asked our old youth pastor, and he texted his friend at CWF, which is,
What's that?
I don't know, Christian Wrestling. What's the F stand for in WWF?
Federation?
Maybe the Christian Wrestling Federation.
It's not the WWF anymore. It's the WWE.
Well,
because the World Wildlife Federation sued them.
Anyways, texted his friend at the CWF and found out it was a Japanese game show. I was lied to. I thought it was a movie for all these years. It was a Japanese game show. He's going to look up some stuff to see if he could find out the name of it.
So
that's where we're at.
We said it was a Korean wrestling movie.
That's what I was told.
It's not Korean. It's Japanese.
It's not. It's Japanese. It's Asian.
Not a movie. It's a game show.
It's a game show. That I was, like almost certain of that it was a movie. There's no game about it that I remember.
Was there wrestling?
Yeah.
What was the game show, though?
I don't know. That's the whole thing. Like, how is it a game show? I didn't see any sort of contestant of anything.
Now, Japanese game shows, Elyse, are very...
I know. I've seen them.
Distinct.
I have. There was no, like, pizza being tossed into a microwave across apartment complexes. There's none of that. It was a legitimate, like, wrestling movie.
Can we rewind and go back to something?
Yep.
Because you just said the phrase... CWF.
Yeah.
Which means that there does exist on this planet a Christian wrestling federation.
Yeah.
Why are you saying this like it's just a normal thing?
Why are you saying it like it's not a normal thing?
Stop pretending like you knew that this existed older than 3 days ago.
I did because Okay. You want to learn something else new about me?
Oh my God. The rabbit hole we've gone down. Please continue.
So,
did you date a wrestler from the CWF?
No.
Oh, that's lame.
So part of like what we did for youth group before every like Wednesday night service, if there was a theme to, like the week. So there was some theme about like wrestling with God or whatever. And I was on the team, like the production team, to where we would like be the idea people that came up with the stuff that would go. We'd make like little videos or have like little games that would be like engaging activities to get people excited about it or whatever. And so there was this whole like storyline about wrestlers. And so we had
Oh my God, were you a wrestler? Oh my God, were you a wrestler? Is there video?
We had youth group like members pretend to be like different wrestler.
What was your character
personas.
name?
I think I was see, it was me and one of my old college roommates, Meredith. You remember Meredith? She was Meredith. We were gothic wrestlers. It was the first time I ever wore fishnets. It was amazing. After that, I just loved fishnets forever.
I have known you for 4 years, and you are just telling me about this now? Are there pictures?
I don't know. Video? I mean, I'm sure there is because I was in the video that they made.
Why do I not have this in front of me right now?
I don't know. I mean, it's, like youth group quality. It's not any sort of film.
I don't care. I need to
oh my
see
gosh,
this.
I loved my costume. It was the best. I really wish I remembered my name.
I am so disappointed in you for many reasons.
Black fishnets, black short booty shorts, black shirt, black cape.
This was for your Baptist church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you the bad wrestlers? Were you the heels?
I mean, we didn't win. It was the whole like storyline of this one guy that was supposed to be, he was like really, really skinny, a shrimp. I ended up dating him a couple years later. What?
Oh my God,
But he wasn't a real wrestler. I mean, he was just a kid in youth group. But we filmed. So I knew about the Christian Wrestling Federation because there was like a gym in our area that had people that would train there. And so that's where we filmed our culminating wrestling activity.
Okay, we
video.
can't talk about this for the whole show, but holy shit. This we'll catch up with you guys next week on the new segment of the show we're calling What?
I have such an interesting life.
Apparently. Okay. So this week on the show we are doing part 2 of our Thank you very much.
Like a remote.
Part all
that
about...
That was me.
What?
The lightest. Thank you very much. It was just so good. I wanted everyone to know it was me.
I'm sure
it wasn't you.
Tell the difference.
Like a remote.
Yeah, so we're doing Elyse's movie, which is Bye Bye Birdie.
Bye Bye
that's way too loud.
Birdie.
Oh God, that's way too loud. There's no way that's gonna come out good.
It didn't come out good when she sang it either.
It's kind of supposed to, though. So, yeah, we're going to talk all about the 1963 movie, Bye Bye Birdie. But first, we've got some stuff to take care of. Elyse,
Scott's
what's
so
up first?
excited. You were so excited because for right now, this is like one of the breaks where
it's
a short break. It's one of the short breaks. It's a short break where we have our final discussion of The Bachelor. You got some actual...
I got, a little bit of the stomach came up.
Carbonation in your...
Yep, I took a drink of my water before.
So the only reason we have to talk about it this week is because last week they split it into 2 nights. There was a Monday night and then the Tuesday night after the final rose where they
I don't want to spend
had the whole thing.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this.
I don't either.
It sucks.
It was awful. Cassie doesn't like him. Everything that I've seen picture-wise...
Let's say what happened.
So he...
Briefly.
Okay, so briefly, then let me tell it, because otherwise you'll tell it and it'll be really long. So he had broken up with Hannah and Tasha. He went and he told Cassie that he loves her and that it is her, and he told the other ones to go home and that he wants to just be with her. And she didn't know what to do because she really doesn't want to be there, but she has all these cameras in front of her, so she has to say yes. So she says yes. She goes and meets his parents in Spain. So, what was it? There's something that you, I think, showed me at one point. Does it classify as kidnapping? Because she has said that she did not want to be there, and yet he is trying with all of his might in order to convince her in order to stay. And so she went to Spain, met the family. They had one more date. They agreed to leave as, I guess, boyfriend, girlfriend, figuring things out. They've been doing the whole 3-month post-bachelor.
Yeah, where you can only like see each other in secret.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they seem to still be dating. He's moving out to LA. Woo, big surprise. Everyone does that after they're the bachelor or the bachelorette.
Almost as if this is just a jumpstart for a career and it's not really about love at all.
No way.
Yeah, it's boring. It's
Anyways,
it's like the most boring ending to a boring
They don't love each other. I mean, like he is head over heels in love with her, but she could care less. I think she's
if she could care less, why doesn't she?
Because she doesn't know how to verbalize it.
Yeah, they're going to be broken up within a year, I think.
Yeah.
How long? They'll probably wait till the new Bachelor starts, because they'll kind of hide under that.
I give it to October.
Whoa. Okay.
October.
Well, we'll check back in October to see the status of. I forgot their names, but it doesn't matter. Cassie and Colton.
Yep.
That is the end of The Bachelor. It was boring and stupid, and we're
hope
glad
he
it's
doesn't get
over.
to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Next week.
Oh. Yeah.
It'll be The Bachelorette.
What are we watching now?
Off-season tour. I think, yeah, so this section is just going to be filled by whatever TV we're watching, and we'll hopefully get it down to the only 5 minutes it's supposed to be. We've been really bad about that.
It's only supposed to be 5 minutes?
Yeah, that was the original intent, was the 5 minutes I gave you to talk about The Bachelor.
Well, that's because it turned into 5 minutes that you wanted to talk about The Bachelor. So it was just me talking about it for 5 minutes without your commentary about it. I bet that it would be shorter. Mr. Talk a Lot.
I have opinions, okay? And
Nobody cares about your opinion.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I don't think so.
Everybody cares about my opinions.
Do they?
Especially when it comes to Colton. What was her name?
I'm not even going to tell you.
Cassie.
See, you knew it. You just wanted to play dumb.
No,
her.
It came to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the end. We're going to do...
Yeah, we're done. We're done with them.
TV. Yay!
Yeah.
So that means it's time to move on to the next section of the show, which I believe is called...
Rosies and Thornies.
No, that's...
Yeah, Rosies
and Thornies. That's not how we say it. That's not how we say it. You're supposed to say it really quickly.
Rosies and Thornies.
Well, now it feels forced.
Rosies and Thornies.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Every rose has its thorn.
Has its thorn.
Just like every night has its dawn.
Dawn, dawn, dawn.
Every cowboy sings a sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. Jesus. All right, Elyse, it's the part on the show when we talk about the good things and the bad things that have happened in our life in the past week, so our audience can get to know us a little more.
Yep. All right, we start with the bad and end with the good.
We're starting with the bad.
I had to go back to work.
That's it?
Yeah, spring break ended.
So for the last 3 weeks, it's been spring break is coming, spring break is here, and now spring break is ended.
It's gone.
I feel like you're really taking the easy route in this whole game thing, at least.
Well, yeah, I don't really have a bad thorn, so just figured I'd take the cop out, to be quite honest.
Charmed life over here.
Yep. Basically so.
All right, well, that is the end of your thorn.
That's my thorn. What's your thorn, Scott?
My thorn is, for some stupid reason, you convinced me to take this stupid Peloton class. The same thing that we were complaining about a few weeks ago. Now we're both doing it. That was a bad decision, me.
Why are you upset about it?
Because I had to do the FTP tests yesterday.
You did fine.
It was very tiring.
I know.
I had a headache
for me too.
I had a headache at the start of the test. And by the end of the test, turns out riding really hard on a bike for 30 minutes doesn't make your headache go away.
Yeah.
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
And now my legs are tired.
Well, did you go work out for 45 or for 50 minutes before getting on the bike for 30 minutes?
Let me just play the violin for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of stupid person would knowingly sign up for a different exercise class after they...
Well, I have a challenge at my studio right now.
Well, that's your own fault, Elyse.
I'm all about these challenges. I'm all about competition.
So yeah, we are doing this challenge.
I can't believe you're not a competitive person.
I am competitive about things that matter.
Scott, this matters.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
So the whole point of this challenge, for those of you that forgot, is we have a certain number of rides. The dogs are making a lot of noises.
They are.
Today.
They're just moaning all over the place.
We have a certain amount of challenges we have to complete each week. There are 3 challenges and an extra credit, but as I've quickly learned, extra credit in this challenge actually means
there's 4 rides every week.
Also one you have to do.
But the extra credit is really easy. You just have to do a 10-minute ride and then 20 minutes or whatever else you want to do. It doesn't even have to be Peloton related. So you go on a 20-minute walk during your lunch break and that counts.
All right, 10-minute ride, 20-minute playing of video games.
No, that does not count.
You said whatever else I want to do.
Activity, physical activity. And moving your thumbs does not count. Scott, no.
Fine. Anyway, that's my thorn. I regret this already.
It's only been 1 day.
But maybe I'll get in good shape. We'll see.
At the end of 8 weeks, you'll be singing another tune. It'll be a rose.
It will not.
Yeah, it will.
Hey, Elyse, what's your rose?
Yes, I have
Speaking
2
of
roses,
roses,
actually.
I feel like that's cheating.
Well, one of them you actually wanted to talk about, and then the other one I wanted to talk about, and I'm excited about both of them.
Okay, we'll go with your first one.
So the first one is I had a lot of fun getting to be a part of one of my best friend's weddings this past weekend. It was absolutely beautiful. It was so much fun, and I'm very proud of her and her husband now, and I'm very excited for them, and it was just really special to get to be a part of that. So that was one of my rosies.
Okay.
My other rosies is I don't know what it was that you saw that weekend on your phone about these glasses. Guys, Scott found these glasses that you wear and the lenses have mirrors so you can lay on your back and you can watch TV while laying down, not even like having to prop your head up on a pillow. I can be completely flat and not I can still see the TV.
Yeah.
Also, I could just be sitting completely up straight without having to put my head down to read a book. So no more neck crank.
No more neck crank.
Creak.
Yeah.
Crank.
No, we're gonna go with crank.
No more neck.
No more neck crank. Yeah, it was Wednesday night at roughly.
Was it Wednesday?
No, it was Saturday. I
thought it was
Wednesday.
yeah.
It was Saturday night at roughly 11:37 p.m. because I looked at my order notification. We were a little bit intoxicated because we were at a wedding. We had been drinking. And I don't know why I saw this. I think I saw a funny tweet about it or something. And I said, Elyse is always complaining to me about how she wants to watch TV, but she can't because she has to lay down. So I thought it'd be funny. They were $10.
Oh my gosh, they are the best. They're really heavy, but the picture is so crisp.
It's
so clear.
You look so ridiculous with them on.
It's so much fun, though.
It's so hilarious. You better use them tonight.
Okay.
I can't check because I'll be recording my other podcast, but
well, yeah.
You better use them.
Well, I already used them yesterday.
Not really, though. You were just playing with them.
Well.
These cost me $10, Elyse.
Yeah.
$10. They need to be used.
And they spark joy in me, so we'll keep them.
Okay. Well, that's it. Those are your rosies.
Mm-hmm. Rosies.
All right.
And what's your Rosie?
My Rosie is Game of Thrones.
Oh.
So we have been doing, in preparation for the final season of Game of Thrones coming out April.
Better get on it.
Yeah, we've fallen behind. April 15th? Something like that. And
Tax day?
No, it's not tax day. April 2014. What?
It comes out in April.
It's about a month away.
Whatever.
We've been trying to go through and watching them season by season, and I have a very mixed relationship with the show because I have loved the books for a very long time. Obviously, I have a dog named Ghost, so obvious. And the latest episodes of the show have not been my favorite. You could even say that I don't really like the show anymore. I don't think season 6 or 7 were very good. But we've been going back because you wanted to do this. We've been going back through and watching the old episodes. We are about halfway through season 3 right now. Mm-hmm. And hey, this show used to be
good.
It used to be really
Oh my
good.
gosh. Jamie, be still my heart. I know he's a turd. And, you know, I go back and, you know, Cersei doesn't seem that bad to me.
Elyse?
I'm like watching her in the first few seasons and I'm like, hey, this chick's not that bad.
Okay.
I don't know why everyone thinks she's so bad.
Okay, that's certainly a choice. to make that statement. Yeah. Sure, go for it, Elyse.
I like her.
But yeah, I mean, the thing I'm reminded about is just like, I haven't reread the books in a long time, and I really need to get back at doing that. I've just told myself I'm not going to reread the books until they announce the publishing date for Winds of Winter, which means probably never.
I told you my theory.
What's your theory?
That they're not going to... I think it's already written, but he will not publish it until after he dies.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is.
I don't think that's true.
You heard it here first, guys.
We will never know. But... I've just really been enjoying the show. I think the show is the first few seasons of the show were much smaller, much tighter. Obviously, they had the books to work off, so I think they were better written, and they were much more interested in the political intrigue and the characters. Whereas the show now is really just about the spectacle. And I'm not saying spectacle is bad. I like spectacle. I just don't go to. I did not go to A Song of Ice and Fire for spectacle, and I did not go to Game of Thrones originally for spectacle. And I'm.
What about the dragons?
I'm appreciating the moments of the show that were not spectacle and were character driven, interesting stories. And I still think the first 2 seasons, 2.5, 3 seasons, really good. Really, really good.
They were.
I'm looking forward or not looking forward to seeing the exact point where the show just goes.
That's my dragon fire.
Huh. It's really great, Elyse.
Thanks.
It's really well done. All right.
You're not even trying to do any better.
I can't.
Let's hear your dragon fire.
I can't.
Yeah, no, I want to hear it.
I can't.
You're gonna make fun of mine.
I can't do better than that. I literally can't do better than that. It's
You
impossible.
gotta try.
No,
You gotta try.
I won't. It is pointless.
Scott, the words "I can't" should not be in anyone's vocabulary.
I don't think that's true.
It should be "I will try," and that's what I'm asking you to do.
What if the question is, murder this person?
I can't.
Well, there you go. Okay, so let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about Elyse's movie. Elyse picked what? What'd you pick? Don't.
Bye Bye Birdie.
Do you know any other lines of the song than that?
No.
Okay. Elyse, talk to me about Bye Bye Birdie.
Okay, well, Scott's lovely summary of Bye Bye Birdie says, Bye Bye Birdie is a 1963 musical based on the stage play of the same name. When Conrad Birdie is drafted to join the army, presumably for the Korean War, but they never really mention which one, lots of ladies lose their minds. To capitalize on his departure, struggling songwriter Albert Peterson, Dick Van Dyke, and his assistant fiancée Rosie DeLeon, Janet Leigh, arranged for Birdie to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show. Ed Sullivan. One last time, Enk is a local high school student. Yikes! Shenanigans ensue while the movie makes fun of old people and young people alike. The 50s were a magical time where all you had to worry about was if your boyfriend was going to get mad at you for kissing a celebrity on live TV, unless, you weren't white. 5 stars.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about Bye Bye Birdie. Why did you select this movie?
I remember watching it when I was really little, and then like you had mentioned, your high school always did productions of musicals, and I didn't have my sister in this production, but there was someone who I knew very well who was a couple years older than me, and she was a huge theater person, and she was in the production of Bye Bye Birdie, and so I remembered going to see that.
Who did she play?
I don't remember who she played. But I remember them doing the telephone scene on the stage and how they were trying to do the telephone scene on stage as a high school production. And so, I don't know, it was just a fun movie. I enjoyed it when I was little. The Bye Bye Birdie song gets stuck in your head.
It does.
That one part, though.
Just that one part.
Just the one part. It's always stuck in your head.
Yeah, this was an interesting movie.
You liked it.
It's very silly.
Yes.
Like almost over the top silly. Like they're going for the absurd with every single thing. Anne Margaret kind of owns this movie. Anne Margaret, who plays what's the name of the character she plays?
Oh, I can't even remember the name.
Not the love interest. Kim McAfee is who she plays.
The girl that gets to get kissed by Conrad Birdie, based on Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
And he has his hip motions down to mimic that Elvis.
I mean, that's what you should say is the musical was written based on real life events where Elvis Presley got drafted in 1958. I think it was. He got a draft notification to enter the army, and everyone lost their minds, and that's what the concept of this was for. It is this very interesting kind of like snapshot in time, right? For like a certain segment of the American population, what life was like. They live in this small town called Apple something, some really, really small town.
Apple bottom jeans.
No.
Apple bottom.
Sure.
No jeans.
They live in this very small town. These like have very small problems, but it's like right on the cusp, right? Because the main character here, like arguably the main character, Anne Margaret playing Kim, is this woman who's just been pinned by her boyfriend, which is like
they are going steady.
She's just been pinned, and she's so excited about being pinned and how it means she's a woman now. And so she's like talking about she's moved from a girl to a woman. And while the song that she sings about that is pretty regressive, talks about the only job a woman has is to find a man and then change him into the man she wants him to be.
That's what I did.
Hold up. Hold up. You haven't changed to me at all. She has. She totally has.
I threw away all your Pearl Snaps.
Oh, my Pearl Snaps shirts. I liked my Pearl Snap shirts.
Scott.
They were all the rage when I bought them.
I'm sure they were. But now how old are you?
Too old to be wearing Pearl Snap shirts.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, like it's like this weird thing because like a lot of the songs and stuff is very regressive for today, but at the time it was very envelope pushing. Like she walks down the stairs and is like calling her parents by their first names, and it's like showing how she's a modern woman now and modern woman for 1963.
She changed in front of the camera.
Yeah, I know, that was a big deal.
It's crazy.
It was a big
Midriffs
deal.
were showing.
I know.
Yeah.
Janet Leigh was in a bra.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So yeah, I mean, it's this really interesting time in suburban America, and like I joked about in the intro, I mean, this is a view of the 50s and early 60s from a privileged position where everything was simple and innocent, and obviously it was not true for a lot of Americans out there, but it's like the image that is stuck, and it's really like 1963. Like when was Kennedy shot? Like I think it was 63, right? Like it was.
I'm thinking 67. I don't know why 67. But I'm thinking 67.
1963.
What happened in 1967?
11/22/63.
Oh, yeah. Well, you remember it because of the Stephen King book.
Yep. So this movie came out in May, and Kennedy was assassinated in November. So it's like this is really the early 60s was, everyone says the 60s.
Do you think this happened, that Kennedy was assassinated because of this movie?
Yeah, that's got to be it.
That people were so crazy after this movie?
Yeah, that's got to be it, Elyse.
Oh my gosh, what has this movie done to our world?
But yeah, I mean, it represents this kind of time, like the early 60s. Will you stop it with the look on your face? I'm trying really hard to be serious right now.
I know you always try so hard.
Now I lost my train of thought. Thank you.
I can't be serious.
Why can't you?
Would you
humor.
like me to try to be serious?
Callback humor. I got it. Yeah. So I mean, it's very silly, and like at first you think the movie is very specifically targeting like teens to make fun of teens. Like a lot of the opening numbers is kind of how ridiculously silly Anne Margaret is being about like the fact that she's pinned now means she's a woman, and how this is the most important thing in the world, and then it's making fun of kind of the Beatlemania that was just starting to get really crazy, where they were just these young women were obsessed with, and you think it's like specifically making fun of that, and I was like, this is weird. But then the movie like adjusts its sights and like turns its sights towards the elder generation that is freaking out about this. Like the whole idea that the music is so sexual that it's going to cause all the women to faint and go bad, and all this ridiculous nonsense that people were spouting at the time. It's like this is an equal opportunity insult-orama. Like, it's making fun of both the younger generation and the older generation. And I can appreciate that because...
Let's make fun of everyone, you know?
I think it is a little ridiculous to be that obsessed over a musical star, but it is also ridiculous to say that him moving his hips around is inviting Satan into your home.
I'll move my hips.
So
I put your hand up on my hip.
But I mean, like, this movie is like a farce, though. Like, Paul Lynde plays...
the dad,
the father, and he's the same guy who plays
Templeton,
the rat,
the voice of Templeton in Charlotte's Web, and he doesn't even do a voice. Templeton is his voice.
Yeah, it's just his voice, and he's absurd in this movie. He's so crazy. Like, there's this one scene where like he's imagining being on the Ed Sullivan Show, and they're dressed in church robes because Ed Sullivan is like his church, and it's so outlandish to the point of like it stops being real life, right? Like, there's this movie like is not reality in any stretch of the imagination.
Yes. I did love the song that he sang with Dick Van Dyke's character's mom. About children.
About the children, yeah.
And about what's wrong with the children. I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah. And
very timely.
Well, and it is because it's just like this weird intersectional time between like this world where everything was going to start to change, but things were starting to change. So the older people are nervous about the change, and the younger people are like embracing the change so much that they're kind of acting.
And I think
ridiculous.
That's always what happens.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Bye Bye Birdie. I don't know. It was. Yeah. I laughed a lot.
I'm glad that you liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting too. So Anne Margaret, who played the lead, so she was supposed to like the Conrad Birdie character, who was based off of Elvis Presley, like what you said, and who the role was offered to Elvis Presley, but his manager told him to not do it because he thought that it would look bad that he was playing the character that he was actually supposed to be spoofed of.
It's probably a good call because it's a pretty savage swing at
very true
Elvis Presley.
But later on in her career, she actually was in a movie with him, and I just thought that was kind of funny that she was, first of all, playing as though she was in love with him and president of the fan club, or not really him, but someone who was supposed to be him. Yeah. And then later on, she's in a movie with him.
Well, this movie,
being the lead.
I mean, this movie made Anne Margaret a star, right? I mean, like
supposedly so. Yes. Well, it did. Not supposedly, it did. But what I was also reading was the movie version of this Bye Bye Birdie is very different from the stage version, and that the character of Anne Margaret does not have as large of a role. Yeah. And it was because the director loved Anne Margaret that he made her role bigger, which was actually something that frustrated Dick Van Dyke because he was part of the original cast.
And you can kind of see that in the movie.
Yeah.
Because the movie really starts with Dick Van Dyke and Janet Leigh's characters. Like the early part of the movie really focuses on them. I mean, they're the ones instigating the plan. It's their idea. They're the seemingly the protagonists, and then the movie kind of wanders away from them for large stretches of time, and you're just like, the movie's not really about them for a lot of it, and it feels like it's not made that way. So it feels like that's something they changed at the last minute for Anne Margaret. And of course the one big thing that they changed is that the opening and closing numbers, the whole Bye Bye Birdie song isn't actually in the show. That was
written after the entire filming of it because the director wanted to do it. So he was like, well, why don't you just write a song that's about the title of the movie?
Yeah, well, and I don't want to accuse anyone of everything here, but Dick Van Dyke did write in his autobiography that he knew this movie wasn't going to go his way when he walked on set one day and saw Anne Margaret sitting on George Sidney's lap, the director.
Yeah.
Not saying anything happened there, but he was obviously very enamored by her and built the movie around her. But you know what? I get it because I think she's really wonderful. Like,
I mean, she's good.
I think the opening number, the whole Bye Bye Birdie thing, and yeah, she's singing like an exaggerated way intentionally, but she is kind of enrapturing. Like, she's just in the middle of the screen. She's looking right at the camera. She's looking at you. She's singing to you. And there's something like, it's just her. It's like a solid like green screen background. There's nothing else there. It's just her singing straight into the camera, and there's something that just like works about it. And I think she's got like this like mischievous like look on her face. She reminds me of Natalie Dormer in that kind of way, where she has this kind of smirk on her face. I don't know. I thought she was the best part of the movie for sure. So I understand why they kind of built the movie around her.
She's good.
But this play is very weird, Elyse.
Tell me about it, Scott. What makes it so weird?
I was reading about the differences between this and the stage musical.
Yes. What are the differences?
So first of all, the Ed Sullivan show that climaxed the movie was the Act 1 break in the show.
Interesting.
So there's a whole nother part of the story that goes on after that.
Interesting.
There's a whole statutory rape subplot where Conrad Birdie is arrested for statutory rape against Anne Margaret's character, I guess. Kind of understand why they changed that.
I'm glad they left that out,
The entire thing of the songwriter being a biochemist was added to the movie.
So the drugs weren't real?
The drugs were not real.
Yeah, man, they invented drugs.
They invented speed.
Yeah.
There's a whole plot in this movie where the guy's like, which is actually really hilarious because he's like, I just wanted to be a biochemist, but my mom wanted me to be a songwriter. And it's like the exact opposite of what you think it would. And it's playing off of that. But yeah, then he's like, I invented this compound and it's supposed to make chickens lay up to 3 eggs a week. But it's just speed, and they just drug a man
and a turtle
with speed, and that's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. Are you checking your Facebook right now?
No, I'm listening to you. Speed is bad.
Busted. If you're gonna do that, you need to turn your monitor so I can't see it.
Doesn't matter if you see it or not. I can do what I want to do. Fool.
Yeah, so this is a kind of I'm guessing that the statutory rape part was omitted from the production of the show that your school put on. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
As was Albert's mother in the show is supposed to be this like racist woman. And her son abandons her at the end of it because she's so terrible. They changed that, obviously. Just a lot of interesting things. Because in the Broadway show, Rosie was named Rosie Alvarez, and she's supposed to be Hispanic. And then, of course, the reason why his mother hates her is because she's a terrible racist. But they changed that because it's Hollywood in their late 50s, early 60s, and everything has to be perfect. There's no Stepford
Hollywood.
No socio-political issues here at all in this movie that has 0 non-white people in it. There is not a single non-white person in this entire movie.
That is true.
But again,
it was a good one. It was not a Thoroughly Modern Millie.
It was not Thoroughly Modern Millie. We were worried about this one. You hadn't seen this movie in a long time.
It's very true.
We were worried it was going to be another repeat, and it wasn't. I enjoyed this movie for what it was. I don't know if I'm going to be like rushing out to watch it again. Although I didn't know that the Dick Van Dyke like "Put a Smile on Your Face" song was from this movie because I had heard that song before. Didn't know it was from this movie.
Yep.
But.
So I'm curious, out of all the musicals that I have made you watch so far for this, what is your favorite?
Music Man, I think.
Music Man,
I
the
still
original?
think Music Man. I'm trying to remember what they all are. Music Man is the first one that jumped into my head.
Music Man, I don't remember if I've made you watch Seven Brides for Seven Brothers for this, but I did make you watch that.
So
there is that.
I did not like that one very much.
You didn't like that one?
I didn't like that one. You made me watch Meet Me in St. Louis, which I did like, but not as much as Music Man. Music Man, maybe it's just because it was the first show, so I have like fond memories of it being like the first time we did this, but I just really enjoyed that musical.
It's a good musical.
And Michael was with us, and he enjoyed it. And if Michael likes something, whoa.
Well, I like it, so Michael would like it.
Stop it. You two are not the same. I don't like this comparison. I don't like it at all.
I'm not saying I am Michael. I'm just saying that Michael and I might have similar tastes.
No, because Michael doesn't like anything. You like more stuff than Michael.
But does he really not like anything, or is he just pretending to not like anything to make a point?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Exactly. Because if he's anything like me, he's pretending to make a point.
Anything else you wanted to say about Bye Bye Birdie? I continue to love this project we're doing because I see these movies and I see them through your eyes, and I know exactly why. Like, your mom was like, your mom is a very musical person, and she made you watch all these musicals, and she instilled this love of musical theater onto you, all you guys. So it is no surprise to me that we keep going back to these type of musicals.
I told you about the musical I was in once, right?
I'm sorry, what?
I told you about the musical I was in before, right?
No.
Oh, I was in a musical.
What musical?
We'll just save that for what?
I'm trying to think if there's anything about me that you don't know that would make you go what, and I don't know if there is. Hey, Elyse.
Yep.
We are done with this theme, which means it's time to pick a new theme.
Yeah. So we're going with. We may have to workshop the title for this one.
Why?
Smarts.
What?
Smarts.
Smarts.
Smart.
You got smarts, kid.
Okay, we'll do that. You got smarts, kid. let's do it like that. You got smarts.
We can't. They're getting too long. They're getting too long.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's smarts. See, I don't want to call it nerds because
nerds are cool these days.
I don't know. It feels insulting.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So what is the movie you picked for our smarts section?
IQ.
IQ. What is IQ? Give me
Meg Ryan, Tim Robbins.
Oh God.
And Walter Matthau.
Walter
Matthau is Albert Einstein.
Of course he is.
And Albert Einstein with his old little man group of scientists. And Meg Ryan is the niece. And Tim Robbins is the oaf that's trying to make everyone like him and falls in love.
I can't wait to find out how terrible this movie is.
Oh, I'm sure it's awful. I just remember loving Walter Matthau in it. He was a funny old man.
This is a 90s movie. It's mid-90s. It's going to be so bad.
Meg Ryan at her peak.
It's going to be so bad.
Oh my gosh, I watched so much Meg Ryan.
The movie I picked that we'll be covering in 2 weeks' time is Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
This is a movie that I remember watching a lot as a kid, as a teen. And I think it's a very problematic movie, so I'm really looking forward to watching it in 2019 and seeing it with our slightly more woke eyes and seeing what the movie looks like.
So woke.
I said slightly. Wokeness is a journey, Elyse, and I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
What's that?
I don't know.
So yeah, next week will be IQ. The week after that will be Revenge of the Nerds. And then we'll do something new.
We will?
Yeah.
I had an idea during the show of something and now I forgot it.
Maybe you're too busy looking at Facebook.
No, it's not even on. I did see an interesting article. Can I tell you what the title of it is really quick? Because it's about Peloton.
Does it have anything to do with the show at all?
Well, yeah, because your thing was about Peloton, your thorn.
So very loosely.
So it does. Peloton was slapped with a $150 million lawsuit for using songs by Drake, Lady Gaga without permission.
Ooh, serves them right.
Yeah.
That's the type of thing when you're building your company that you just don't think about. Like that, oh yeah, the person is going to be playing music and dumb.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all the other shows we do over at our website, doofmedia.com. Also, consider becoming a patron of Doof Media.
Yes, you can do that by going to doofmedia.com. Go to patreon.com/doofmedia.
Uh-huh.
That's how you do that.
And what do you do?
Then you donate $5 or more.
Okay. Or $1.
No, $5 or more.
$5 or more. Patreon did announce today that they're changing up their plan process for creators.
Of course they are.
But we are grandfathered in under the old process, and nothing is going to change for any of our patrons. You will be the same thing for everyone, so don't
get on that
worry about any of that. Also,
Scott, we do have something to do.
It's an interesting voice you're doing. Elyse,
yes.
I believe we have a new review to read on this week's episode.
Scott.
Elyse, why don't you read this review?
Yes. Don't miss out on this endearing and fun podcast. Bow to View is one of my personal favorite podcasts. Scott Daly and his wife, Elyse, are charming and often hilarious. Every week they discuss life, The Bachelor, often at Scott's dismay, and film so they can learn more about each other. Elyse is a joy to listen to as she will spontaneously start singing or whimsically annoy Scott from time to time. Scott has a true passion for film and film analysis and always does his best to make sure Elyse catches up on essential titles. This is a fun podcast to listen to while I drive to work. May this podcast last for years and years. Don't miss out. Elyse, if you ever read this out loud, use your best robot voice impression. I did. You're welcome, world.
So that was a 5-star review that came from Raul Z. Thank you so much, Raul, for taking the time to leave that review.
Thank you, Raul Z.
I appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else listening really appreciated it because
I think that's a pretty good robot voice.
It's great, babe.
I think it's pretty good.
It's great. You did a great job.
I mean, technically, this could be a robot voice because they're trying to make robots sound more and more like people. So,
are you a robot? Is that what's revealed next on what?
Cut me, I bleed. Yeah, not a robot.
Cut me, I bleed.
What?
All right, guys. We will see you next week for another exciting episode of
Smarts.
No, Vow to View is the name of the show.
It's the episode Smart.
No, that's the episode title, the show title. You know what? Never mind. See you next week.
Hey, Scott.
Uh-huh.
I love you.
Oh, yeah, that part. I love you, too. I guess.
Make it sound sincere, please.
Elyse.
Yes, Scott.
I love you, robot Elyse.
I love you, too, Scott T.